So, Bismillah. Bismillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, we'll continue with the multiplication properties and division rule. If you remember the addition property, who remember the addition property that we have? Who remember the addition properties that we have? The addition. The properties of the addition. Did anyone remember the properties of the addition? Yes. What is the property of the addition?
Addition, you add.
The properties of addition.
Addition,
The properties.
multiplication, division,
No.
multiplication.
No. The properties of addition. I open the mic to you. What is the property of addition? You ask me, you raise your hand, I open the mic for you, but you didn't answer. What is the property of addition? Okay. Muhammad Hisham, what are the properties of addition? Muhammad Hisham.
Commutative property.
Yes, just one. What is the meaning of commutative property?
If you write like
Give me an example for this one.
okay. If you write like 4 plus 2.
4 plus 2. Okay.
So they did the opposite. 2 plus
2
4.
plus 4. That's defined by the commutative property. Okay. So what is the other property that we have?
Identity.
Identity. What is the meaning of the identity?
You you plus with 1.
No. Plus with 0. So like 2 plus 0, the answer still equals 2. Any number plus 0, the answer is 2. It's the same number.
Yeah.
So that's defined by the identity. I need another property, the last one.
Associative property.
Associative property. The associative property, if you have three numbers like 2 plus 3 plus 4, and the other side 2 plus 3 plus 4. But the difference now, we have 2 and 3 inside the brackets, but the second one,
And 3 and 4.
3 and 4 inside the bracket, that still be equal. That's defined by the associative property.
Yes.
So that is the three. Thanks, Muhammad Hisham. So that's the properties of the addition that we have. Close your mic, please. Yourself. Okay. Taki, what is the question? Taki, what is the question? What's your question? You raise your hand. What's your question?
Which page?
I'm not opening the page now. Leave the page now.
Okay.
Taki, you are the first time that you joined the session.
Me?
That is the first time for you to join the session?
No.
So you know that I'm starting explaining at the beginning. Then when I finish explaining, I ask you to open the book.
Sorry.
Okay. So the same property that we have for addition, we have the same for multiplication. The first property that we have, which is commutative property. For the commutative property, you will find that if you have 4 times 2, it would be the same as 2 times 4. You just change the order of the number. That's defined by the commutative property. And the next property that we have, which is identity property. What is the identity property? That if you multiply any number by 1, the result will be the same. The result will not be changed. That's if you multiply any number by 1. If you multiply any number by 1, the result will be the same, and that's defined by the identity property. The third property that we have, which is defined by the zero property. What is the meaning of zero property? Zero property, if you multiply any number by 0, the result will be 0. So how many properties that we have until now? We have 3. The first one is the commutative property. For the commutative property, all what you have to do, just change the order. 4 times 2 are the same as 2 times 4. 4 times 2 are the same as 2 times 4. The second property that we have, identity property. What is the meaning of the identity property? If you multiply any number by 1, the result will be the same number. If you multiply any number by 1, the result will be the same number. That's defined by the identity property. The third property that we have, which is zero property. What is the meaning of zero property? If you multiply any number by zero, the result will be zero. If you have any problem for this part, please raise your hand. If you have any problem for this part, please raise your hand. Tamim, what is the problem?
I don't understand.
Do you remember the properties of addition?
Which one?
The one that we take it before.
Yeah.
What is the property of addition?
Is multiplication.
And the addition is multiplication. That is the property.
Yeah.
The addition is multiplication. Yani you think that's 2 plus 3 the same as 2 times 3?
No.
So I said the properties of addition. The properties of addition. The properties of addition, we explained it before. I didn't say anything new. You have to go back to the lesson for the properties of addition and study this part. You have to study this part. That's it's depend on memorizing the commutative, the meaning. This one is called the commutative property. That's called what? You know what is this?
What? Yeah.
What is this?
Pen.
Pen. What is this?
Mouse.
So that is the same. This is called a commutative property. This shape is called commutative property. You know what is the meaning of this shape? This one.
Yeah, rectangle.
This rectangle. This one is rectangle.
No.
What is the name of this shape? What is the name of this shape? This one. This shape. Like this. What is the name of this one? You don't know what is the name of the shape? I don't know. Okay. So after that, we have the properties, which is division property. The division property. What is the division property that we have? The division property, which is zero in division. 0 divided by any number, 0 divided by any number equals 0, except 0, because we can't divide you can't divide any number by 0. 0 divided by any number equals 0, and that's called the division rules, which is 0 and division. 0 and division. Right. If you divide any number by 0, if you divide any number by 1, the result will be the same. The result will be the same if you divide any number by 1. So if you divide now the first property that we have now for division, which is 0 in division. 0 in division, that if you divide 0 by any number, 0 by any number equals 0. 0 divided by any number equals 0. After that, we have once in division. When you divide any number by 1, the result will be the same number. When you divide any number by 1, like if you multiply any number by 1, the result will be the same. When you divide any number by 1, the result will be the same. The third property that we have, if you divide any number by itself, the result will be the result will be 1. If you divide any number by itself, then the result will be 1. So please open your book page. Just 1 minute. Open your book page 162. Open your book page 162. Open your book page 162. Malik, what's your question? Malik, what's your question?
Teacher, the page that's 161.
162. I said 162. I repeated 3 times.
Yeah, 160. You page 161. There's questions you didn't answer.
I will start from 162. We will start the question. That's explanation. All of that's explanation. So please, can you follow what I'm saying now, please? Ryan, what's your question? Please, Ryan, if that's not question, if that's not serious question, I will not open the mic for you. Because you're just opening the mic, you want to speak. So what's your question?
Hello?
What's your question?
Can you hear me?
What's your
Can you
question?
hear me?
What's your question?
My question is, yeah, when we do this, I still didn't understand when you explained. I didn't understand.
Which part that you didn't
Can you
understand?
explain it?
Which part that you didn't understand?
The top one that says division rules. The purple.
Can you repeat the division rules, please?
Okay. When you divide 0 by any non-zero number.
I will explain it now here for this one. Ali Osman, what's your question?
Yes, teacher. If I'm getting confused by what it says. Do you have to identify the property, or
which one?
do you have to do both? Do you have to do identify the property?
Which one?
And
which
also
one?
show the equation.
Which one?
On the guided.
I ask you to start solving this one. Did I ask you to start solving?
12 multiplied.
Did I ask you to start solving this one? My question is, did I ask you to start solving this one? Yes or no? I just say open your book. Wallahi, I didn't say anything. We are wasting a lot of time. We have now Ali Osman and Ryan in all of the session. They try to waste time. Please, just listen, and I'm saying each and everything. Question number 1. We need to identify the name of the property. All of the previous property, you have to memorize it. You have to memorize it. That's rules. Some rules. The name. And when I ask you what is the name of this one, you said pen. When I ask you what is the name of this shape, that's called pen. What is the name of this one? You said mouse. So if you don't know the name, you will not give me the definition for this one. How we use this one? We use it for writing? No. So you have to know what is the name of the property and what is the definition for this one. Again, for this one. Again. I will repeat it. The property that we have. I will repeat this one again. You have to memorize it. Again, this part, you have to memorize it. The properties that we have, which is the first one, defined by commutative property. What is the commutative property? If you have here any two numbers, the product of any two numbers, it still will be the same, like 2 times 3 will be the same as 3 times 2. That's defined by the commutative property. The second property that we have, which is called identity property. What is the identity property? If you multiply any number by 1, the result will be the same, like 2 times 1. 2 times 1 will be equals to. It means 2 is not changing anything in multiplication. The third property that we have for multiplication, which is zero property. What is the zero property? If you multiply any number by 0, the result will be 0. Like 2 times 0, the answer will be 0. If you multiply any number by 0, the result will be 0. Now for division, we'll start with the division. So in division, what is the first property that we have? Division, 0 in division. The first one is called 0 in division. Any 0 divided by any non-zero number is equal to 0. 0 divided by any number, but this number is not equal to 0, the answer will be 0. That's called 0 in division. 1 in division, the next one. 1 in division. When you divide any number by 1, the answer will be the same number. When you divide any number by 1, the answer will be the same number. That's called 1 in division. After that, if you divide any number by itself, dividing any number by itself. If you divide any number by itself, the result will be 1. Any problem for this part? That is the 6th property that we have, and you have to memorize it. Any problem for this one? If you have a problem, raise your hand. If you have a problem, raise your hand. My question is, if you have a problem, raise your hand. That's my question. Do you have any problem for this one? Okay. Just 1 minute. Now with question number 1. Question number 1 said, identify the property or the rule that we use in each equation. We need to identify what is the name of the property that we use for 12 times 0. The answer is 0. What is the name of this property? If you know the answer, please raise your hand. Muhammad Yahya?
Yes,
Muhammad Yahya, what is the name of this property?
it is zero property. The
Zero property in multiplication. 0 in multiplication. 0 property and multiplication. What is the 0 property in multiplication? That if you multiply any number by 0, the answer will be 0. That's called 0 property in multiplication. Abdul Latif Zubair, can you solve the second one? Abdul Latif Zubair, please.
Yes.
What is the name of this property?
Commutative.
Commutative property. How we know that? Because we have the same numbers but with different order. Commutative property.
Multiplication.
Commutative property and multiplication. Okay, thanks. So, have you finished? That's page 162. Page 162. Have you finished? Okay. Page 163. Muhammad Zikwan, can you solve this one, please? Question number 3.
Yes.
Question number 3. 6 divided by 1 equals 6. What is the name of this property?
6. The identity property.
The identity when you multiply by 1. When you multiply by 1. But this property? Taki, can you solve this one? Taki.
Once in division.
Once in division. Once in division.
Yeah. So easy.
That if you divide any number by 1, the result will be the same. When you divide any number by 1, the result will be the same. Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. Who can solve question number 4? Question number 4. Question number 4. Abdullah, can you solve question number 4?
Yes.
Number 4, question number 4.
A number that divides by itself.
Dividing by itself. Divide a number by itself. Divide number by itself. Okay, thanks. So Muhammad Hisham. Question number 5.
Zero property.
Zero property in multiplication. Okay,
Yes.
thanks.
Welcome.
So Ahmed Raza. Question number 6.
Yes.
Question number 6.
Okay. This is 0 divided by 12 equaling 0.
What is the name of this property?
This is zeros in division.
Zeros in division. Zeros in division. Okay. Majd. Question number 7. Majd. Question number 7.
Identify of multiplication.
Identity of multiplication. The identity property. Thanks, property. Okay. We need Muhammad Yahya. Question number 8.
Question number 8. Commutative property.
Commutative property. Okay. Thanks, Muhammad. So, Ilyas, can you solve with me question number 9? Question number 9, please. Ilyas, question number 9. Ilyas, question number 9.
Number 9.
Yes.
Find each unknown. Identify the property or rule.
Yes, we need to find the
3
value.
divided by 3 equals 1.
Yes, what is the name of this property? What is the name of this property?
3 divided by unknown equals 1.
No.
So 3 divided by 3.
Yes, خلاص, I just write the unknown equal 3. What is the name of this property? What is the name of this property?
We name it divide by itself.
Yes, divide a number by itself. Divide a number
Divide
itself.
divide by itself.
Yes. So, Ilyas Ali. Ilyas Ali. Question number 10. Ilyas Ali is not here. Abdullah Yahya. Abdullah.
Yes.
Abdullah. Question number 10.
4 multiplied by 8.
So the variable now will be
4.
4. What is the name of this property?
Commutative.
Commutative property. Okay. Question number 11. Question number 11.
Question number 11.
What is the answer for question number 11?
0.
0 divided by 11 equals 0. Yes. What is the name of this property?
Identity.
No. Identity, 0 in identity, that's if you use in addition. 0 plus any number.
0 property.
0 property in multiplication, that's if you multiply. That's called zero in division. That's called zero in division. Okay. Number 12, the last one. Number 12. Number 12, Mahir. Mahir.
Teacher,
What is the answer for number 12?
the answer, let me see.
Sorry?
What multiplied equals 15?
Yes.
15 multiplied 1 equals 15.
What is the name of this property?
Let me see. The name of this property is multiply by 1.
No. There is a name for this property.
Wait, let me see the name. 15 divided, 15 multiplied.
What is the name of this property?
Multiplied 1.
No. Walid Khalid. Walid Khalid.
Yeah.
What is the name of this property?
Identity property.
Identity property.
No. Of multiplication.
Yes. Identity property of multiplication. So any problem for this one? If you have any problem, please raise your hand. I'll put all of the hands down, please. If you have any problem, please raise your hand. If you have any problem, Sammy, what is the problem? Sammy, what is the problem?
It's not really a problem, but I want to tell you that I think Mahir is cheating.
Who?
Mahir.
What's the problem? What's
Because
your
he was
problem?
let me see.
Please, that's not your business if anyone doing anything. That's number one. Number two, if anything happened, please don't say it again. Please. That's haram to say it, to do it, yani. Please. You don't have any evidence about that. You are not sitting with him. So respect yourself and respect the others. If you want to respect yourself, you have to respect the others. You are sitting with him and see him cheating now? What's your question?
Actually, my question was, I joined late because I
know
didn't know.
I know that you joined late. I know that you joined late. I know that you joined late. So I know what happened. Thanks, man. So that's all about the lesson for today. If you have any problem, please raise your hand. If you have any problem, please raise your hand.